happened, why that became a choice, whether subconscious or not.
Right.
All right, we do have a caller here.
Great.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Uncle Lou here.
Hey, what's going on, Mr. Uncle Lou?
Yeah. Good morning. Now, I wanted to go ahead and call in here. So the thing is, it's not really a question. It's an advice type thing. But So I have a nephew, and I don't want to give his name. That's I just don't want to give his name, but let's just call him Sam.
Okay.
We'll call him Sam.
All right,
and,
Sam.
He's a freshman in college. He just started college last fall, so he's halfway through his first year in college. And all through high school, he was really shy, and like he didn't go to either of his proms. He never really had a girlfriend or anything like that. And the whole family, we all kind of thought, well, once he gets to college, he'll kind of, flower, the spell, whatever. Yeah, and it just hasn't happened. I mean, he's a good student. He's a good kid. He goes to class. He makes good grades, but he goes to class and then to his dorm. Class, then to his dorm. He doesn't participate in any social activities. As far as we know, he hasn't made any friends up there, male or female. He just keeps to himself. He's introverted, and I don't know if there's anything we can do to. I mean, I know some people are just that way, and I don't know if there's something that we can do to help him, to push him towards being more extroverted, or he plays these Dungeons and Dragons card games.
Oh, there it is.
He plays Magic: The Gathering, and he's 18 years old and he still plays Pokemon, this type of thing, which is fine. I'm not putting any of that down, but we all kind of hope that once he went off to school, and I don't want to say the school, so I'll just make one up, but I'll say East Carolina. We all kind of hope that he would come out of that shell, and I don't know. It just seems like it's not happening, and I'm just wondering, is there anything we can do? Because we care about quote unquote Sam, and we want him to be happy, but at the same time, we don't want to make him feel uncomfortable or anything like that. So, is there anything we can do to help him out?
I would say be supportive of at this moment of what is making him happy, so that he can possibly, if he doesn't already, feel comfortable in his own skin. And believe it or not, I was always very introverted, bad, and look at me now. So, being there for him, finding out what does interest him, and if that's what interests him, then great. I don't know what he's studying, but let me put it this way: I knew an older girl. She was a friend's daughter, but her favorite toy was something that no one her age was still playing with by about 6 years at least. And I said, you go, girl. You know what? You can grow up and design those toys and go to college for that. People make big money that way. And whatever it is interesting him. I wouldn't say anything's wrong with him per se. If it's really that important, I would encourage him, since he's age 18, to seek an evaluation. If it's, because you know him better than we do, obviously. But other than that, if he checks out, or even if he refuses to be evaluated, I don't see anything wrong with him. He could just be a really shy person, or that could just be his passion. Who knows?
I would suggest take him to a titty bar.
Well,
believe me,
that's kind of throwing them to the wolves. That's kind of throwing them to the wolves if you take them to a city bar. I mean, let me weigh in here real quick, Ray. One of the things that I'm noticing in this generation is there's a difference between actually being social with people or being, he may be a little self-conscious about certain things about himself or something like that. And when you get involved with with role-playing games like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that, you're able to be outside yourself and be somebody that you're not. He might not be, like she said, comfortable in his own skin. Now, each person is different on an individual basis, and in something of this situation, my suggestion to you to get him more social would to first find out something outside of the gaming realm that he does or was interested in, and start with that, bringing him around people that he might be able to socialize in an atmosphere that he's comfortable with. Start there, and try to nudge him along to see old friends, or when it comes to making new friends, he seems to be the type that's focused as well on school, which is good. Now, going through high school is a whole different world than going through college, and college can be very overwhelming with the social stigmas and things that they're expected to do in certain scenarios and stuff like that. So he might just be, as well, someone who cannot engage in those things because, maybe he's just being the responsible kid. Because we both know that when you go into college, there's all those parties and stuff like that, and maybe he just doesn't feel comfortable around things or stories that he's heard about college that will actually make him not want to engage. But on an individual basis, once he starts getting social with people that he's comfortable around, it might aid him to be social with people in his classes, where therefore he can actually engage in some social activities afterwards. Try to push him into getting involved with some kind of club or group that might interest him in college. Let me ask you a question. Is Sam a live-in student, or does he come home?
No, he's away. Yeah, okay. He lives in a dorm. He just, he comes home on breaks and things like that.
Okay. So, it's going to roll over. High school's going to roll over into college. He's only 18. I would expect him, once he starts to be social with one person, it may turn into another, because we both know if you don't have any friends and you meet a friend, eventually, within a short period of time, you're going to be friends not just with that person, but with their friends. So, right. The point of this is, how can we get him social, like you're asking? And I think one of the ways we can do that for him would be to try to get him, push him and get him involved in some kind of activity or club that they do have at that college, where he's actually going outside of his gaming world. Because, I have a teenage son, and it's school and gaming, school and gaming. He broke up with his girlfriend. I tried to set him up with another girl. He wasn't interested. He wanted to go home and play Call of Duty. So, right. This is the generation we're dealing with right now with kids. They are so addicted to their games because it gets outside. I'm not saying that he was raised in some kind of a scenario that was screwed up or anything, but his way of dealing with high school and isolation was probably gaming. So therefore, it's going to transfer into college, and he's going to do what's most comfortable for himself.
But the good news about that, there are a lot of women gamers out there, and even when it comes to, you said he's into card games, well, a lot of people that are into card games are also into the D&D realm, and there are a lot of women that play as far as D&D, but you have to go in like certain cities and find groups like that and everything, and just socializing. There are a lot of people that like to pretend that they're somebody else. Like there's people that like to pretend they're knights and all kinds of crazy things. And
now, what about? Because this is something that I was talking about with his dad, Steve. But what about signing him up for one of these online matchmaking?
We're stopping at Walmart.
Like Christian Mingle or FarmersOnly.com or one of these things.
That would be up to him. He, when he's ready. If that's something, I mean, you could bring it by him.
Okay.
But frankly, if I were 18 and I was doing my own thing, going through my own emotions, whatever he's going through, I would be mortified, actually, if somebody did that, put me out there. Actually, I'd probably wonder why my friends would be doing that if they were doing that at my age now.
Are you concerned? Are you more interested in him finding a girlfriend or finding friends first? Well, I mean, what's your goal first? What's your first goal?
Well, I just to become more social in general. I mean, yeah, it would be great if he had a girlfriend, but even a group of guys that he could hang out with, I think would help, because chances are those guys might know some girls.
So what do you think about this idea? Since he's into the Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that, what about trying to steer him towards starting a Dungeons and Dragons club? So therefore he can start to be social with people outside of being alone in the home or something like that. Because there actually are a lot of Dungeons and Dragons clubs online where everybody meets together with their laptops and actually still plays online, but they're social right there. So, what about maybe steering him towards something that he's interested in, which might spark the interest in what you're trying to get him to be interested in?
Yeah, and
that's actually a great idea. Yeah, I hadn't thought of that, but that's a good idea.
And like I said, there's a lot of clubs around town too. You just got to search.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. I really enjoy the show, and I think
give us a call back.
This afternoon. I will. I'll let you know. I'll call you back. When do y'all do the show? Every Saturday or what?
Every Saturday.
Morning, yep, 10 a.m.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good. Well, I'll call Sam
Thank
this afternoon and see how it goes, and I'll check in with you guys next week.
All right.
All right.
Thank you
for calling.
I like
They're
this.
closed on Saturdays, remember?
Okay, that's wonderful. They're closed on Saturdays.
I'm sorry.
I like this. One other thing